Okay. Bonjour, everyone. Hi, this is Neshi Lokotz. I'm back. I'm not sure exactly what that was, but you know what? This is live and it's all in beta yet, so we're just testing things out, and we'll just keep going, right? We'll just keep going. So welcome. Bonjour is Potawatomi for hello, and I am Neshi Lokotz. I'm one of the co-founders of Star Nations organization, and you're with me tonight on our brand new Facebook show called Star Nations Communications from Home. And it's it's a live stream, and it's via Be Live TV app. And we love this new app because we can have guests on with us no matter where we're at, because I'm in Toma, Wisconsin, and my guest tonight is Nicole Fix, and she's in Michigan. So we're going to be able to talk about her articles as a contributing writer in Star Nations and in the Star Nations magazine, and chat a little bit about what she brings to our community. So with that, I'm going to bring Nicole on. And before I do that, before I forget, is that if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor when you join, is that if you could go to our page that you're on and just hit like and share. And I'm going to do that right now on my phone. Because it is a way to be able to remind people that we're live. And so I'm going to do that right now, right here on my phone. We're going to do like, and I'm going to do share, and I do a public share from my own timeline for people to join us. There. It's really simple, and it's very helpful to help people find a brand new show, and so I appreciate it that you would do that. And just to let you know is that we do have a chat room available as well. So if you'd like to ask any questions or say anything, we'll be able to read that. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my guest on. Her name is Nicole Fix, and here's Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
I'm just going to do a little introduction for you. Everybody that writes for the magazine, for Star Nations magazine, and also for anybody who works on the radio network, we all have bios, right? And I'm going to read a little bit of Nicole's bio because she's a contributing writer. So it says that Nicole holds a limited license master's of social work. She has a background in counseling individuals dealing with substance use disorders and trauma, as well as providing crisis intervention, including suicide intervention. Until recently, Nicole spent 10 years handling catastrophic injury claims. Nicole sits on the advisory circle of the Gathering Thunder Foundation as the Director of Peace and Social Welfare. She's a Reiki master and an Amadeus healer. She lectures on the rise of the feminine attribute in addition to the internal power people have to be agents of change. There's one other thing that Nicole does that she doesn't have on her written bio, and that is that she also helps us with the radio network, Star Nations Radio Network. You'll hear Nicole's voice and some of the voiceovers for the intros and the outros for some of the shows. And her husband, David Fix, does all the music for our shows. And you'll also hear his voice as we introduce the shows. So welcome to the brand new Star Nations Communications from Home.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. It's such an honor to be, one of the first guests.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've ever said this to you publicly about the work that you do for the radio network. And I remember the first time that you did one of the voices for the intro for a brand new show. Having a woman's voice doing that for us was such a gift, and I wanted to thank you for that because it really, between you and David and the things that you bring to that, it really was like the full package, So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's such a privilege to be able to do it, and for Dave and I to work as a team, and to be able to share my voice. So I'm grateful to have the opportunity.
And I'm going to do a little something here. I got to get used to all these buttons. There we go. See, so those people who are watching will know who's who in the zoo here. So Nicole and I are going to be talking a bit about her work as a writer for us. And Nicole started writing for us. It's going to be almost 2 years, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's writing for the health and healing section of the magazine. And the reason why we asked you, Dana asked you specifically, is because we knew your background, your educational background, and also your experience. We at that time were just going to step out into the area of teenage suicide, and especially in Native America. And we wanted somebody on board to be able to write about emotional health and emotional trauma. So thank you so much for bringing that to, that expertise.
Yes. Grateful to share it. Thank you so much again for asking me. This is a good part to be a piece of.
Well, and this is the cover for the June magazine. And in the June magazine, we have Nicole's article in here. If I can find it. It's in here. Here it is. It's Reaching for the Sun. And that article, I tell you what, because my husband does some of the editing for us. He's another fresh pair of eyes to look at things, right? And he loved the proverb that you put in here for your article. It was a Maori proverb. Turn your face to the sun and the shadows fall behind you. What made you select that particular quote for that article?
Well, I was really wanting to do a quote by Marianne Williamson, but it spoke more to the winter solstice. And basically she talks about, and it just resonates so much to me as an individual and as a therapist, that we cannot reach the light. We cannot reach the light by an endless analysis of the dark. At some point, we've got to reach for the light. And I just love that, because we can spend a lot of time getting lost in the dark, but we need the dark. And so the proverb that I found, and looking for something that talked about turning away from the shadow and reaching for the sun, and that resonated with the title that had came to me, and talking about what I wanted to share, and that the sun, the summer solstice, it represents a time for us to intentionally reach for the sun. And there are times in our lives where we need to be in touch with and own up to the darkness within us. But there are also times in our lives where we have to be very intentional about finding the light within us. Yes. And that's summer solstice for me is representative of, the time where we get to take joy in the light and, let the shadows fall behind, right? So
yeah, right. And, tapping into that energy of the solstice, right? And having, it's the longest day, right? Shortest night. And so when I read your article and what you were telling us about, is that I think that the summer solstice, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, is really perfect for what you were writing about. Is that at some point, after close examination to your dark side, and that's part of our healing, we all have to do that, right? That I liked what you said about it's a conscious decision to reach for the light. And yeah, and especially if we are coming into owning the emotions that can be construed as negative, the difficult, the painful emotions. Those are the challenging emotions that can represent some of those really dark, painful times in our lives, that we can lose sight of the light. And as important as it is to do the work of processing some of the pain that we go through and finding meaning in it, we have to also be really conscientious of
appreciating and allowing ourselves to rejoice in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we can forget to do that. And,
I agree.
doing so, really, I talk about this in the article, but doing so allows us to replenish that part of ourselves that has gone through, it's like the warrior in us that's gone through the pain and the suffering, and
Mm-hmm.
we're downtrodden and tired and empty, and it's hard work.
Because we've all been there. It's not like anybody gets out of their physical life without going through something like that.
Right.
There's some people who work through it a little bit faster than others, and other people who need to take more time. And then sometimes they have to go back and revisit part of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So when we're reaching for the sun, Dana's in the chat room, and she's saying hi here. She's saying, "Hi, ladies. Nicole, your column is such a gift." Yeah.
Thank you.
And she's saying, "Hi to David." Hi, David. And one of the things that Denise says, or Dana says, is about our inner son.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so when I saw your title about reaching for the sun, I thought, a lot of people will take your meaning as reaching for the physical sun because we're talking about the solstice, right? But you were also talking about reaching for your inner sun, I think.
Yes, the symbolism in that.
Uh-huh.
And, the earth makes its journey around the sun, the first day really starting tomorrow, and the day of, I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but, it's a hard, difficult journey to make that year-long travel. And it really represents, life here on earth, that it is at times really painful struggle, but at other times, we have to celebrate in the fact that the light within us, the light in the world, has triumphed. So it's that triumphant, inner work of our inner sun, and then the outer work of the sun.
Yeah. And, the thing is that I'm just going to answer a couple of people here. Connie Vauder is also saying hi to everybody. So I'm going to say, hi, Connie. Connie is also one of our Star Nations radio network hosts. And so we have a few people in the chat room who are part of the community, and so it's nice to see everybody's support for you tonight, and knowing that the work that you do through the magazine really touches a lot of souls. That's one of our intentions, through the magazine. Well, through everything that we do here, is to touch as many souls as possible. So when you're writing for the magazine, and each month we give you a list of topics that you can select from, right? How do you do your selection, and what is your intention for your articles?
I always say a prayer and meditate on the topics that are available, but one usually particularly will resonate with me. Mm-hmm. And just, I always ask the question is, what is it that I have to share with the audience? What is it that I have that, audience members need to hear? And, I think we always take a bit of our own work and experience and, applying it in the lessons that we're experiencing or going through, and wanting to share, some of those meanings that we found. So,
yeah,
I
agree. Because one of the things that I noticed in your articles, because you have a master's degree and because of the experience that you have with counseling, you have struck a balance between being a professional counselor and blending it with your own personal experiences. Because you also bring in your family life, you bring in your being a mom, and trying to balance all of that, and still work on your emotional health. Yeah, so it's a role model. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's a privilege for me to be able to share some of the things that I'm going through and being open on it. And then sharing, some of my more professional piece too. But yeah, and if I can share some of my struggles or learnings, a lot of things that we go through, we're really trying to find meaning. And we know that people that survive difficult times in their lives and, really kind of can thrive through it, we've got to find meaning in it. And I think as spiritual seekers, we are prone to doing that. So to be able to write, it helps me find meaning too. So.
And what do they say is that we teach what we need to learn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So some people might be wondering, where do they get the magazine at? And what I put in the chat room is just the organization's website. And so if you're looking for Star Nations magazine, you can go to our website, which is starnations.org. And at the website, you'll see all the things that we have to offer, and one of them is the magazine. And so you can click on the button, and it'll have a drop-down box, and then you can select what parts you want to look at. And then there's a place where you can click on to purchase if you'd like to. So you can go visit our website. It is print on demand and also PDF and web viewer. And it also is digital for mobile devices for Apple and Android. So we have anything, however you want to read it, we got it. And so, Nicole, is there anything that you'd like our audience to know about emotional health and, anything that you'd like them to know about your articles?
My biggest thing on emotional health is that I think as a society, we have denied our emotions for a long time, and they're kind of coming to this place of resurging and being we're understanding the great value that they give to our life. And one of my biggest things is, and someone talks about this, it's one of your headline titles on the this month's issue is, feel your feelings and let feelings be. And the power of allowing our feelings to be rather than trying to avoid them or escape them or overthink them, and allowing them to be, and the wonderful growth that we can have by doing that. So not trying to avoid them. So
yeah, that's a good one, because a lot of us try to do that, whether we're repressing or suppressing or ignoring. Eventually it all catches up with you, doesn't it?
Yeah. And, as spiritual beings, I think that sometimes we try to, avoid certain things or think our way out of things, knowing the power of the mind. But it's not trying to transcend them feelings, and it's both those painful, difficult feelings, but also those really powerful, joyful, beautiful, feel-good feelings, allowing those to be too, because we can spend equal amounts of time trying to avoid those. So giving ourselves, the swing of the emotions and transforming any painful times, any painful emotions that are coming up through the power of acceptance and love and appreciation and valuing them.
Because, I do believe that it's part of our earth walk here is to not just master our mental mind, but to also master our emotions, and so that we have a balance between the two. That's balance between your head and your heart.
Exactly. Yeah. So in our heart, right, is our heart's like the first thing that is developed in our body, and that's a feeling place. So that, and we know when we're working with connecting with the universe and connecting with other people, we're hardwired for empathy and connection, and that comes through our heart, and that comes through the feeling, but then the power of the mind too, and being intentional and being focused and being driven. That's where the two together can come to play.
Denise is sending you a message. She's saying, Nicole, Davian is watching.
Oh, hey, Davian. Oh, I'm glad you're watching. It's fun watching her through her mom on Facebook.
Yeah, that young lady is really doing it. You know,
she sure is.
Congratulations, Davian, for your graduation too. Not a lot of people can say that. You know, Navy, right? Navy, yeah.
Yeah, I think Navy. Yeah, as an 18-year-old, the courage it takes to do that. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. If you can get through that basic training and see it on the other side, you've done a lot more than a lot of people haven't done. So,
right. Talk about head and heart every day in that job. And as an 18-year-old to do that, you're like you said, to do that at 18 can be more than a lot of us have done in our lifetime. So.
Well, with that, Nicole, I would like to thank you for taking the time, because I know Sophia is probably, I don't know, maybe getting ready for bed or getting ready for that bath time. And so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. Is Dave around? Can he pop in just to say hello? Or is he with
I think
Sophia?
he's listening. If he is listening, he can come upstairs, and he's been watching Sophia and trying to keep it quiet a little bit, but it's great for them to both.
And that's all right.
I hear them coming. I hear them coming.
Okay.
So
because the Fixes family is definitely a part of our lives. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Candace.
I just want to hi.
Hi, Neshi.
Hi.
Great show. Thanks
I just wanted topic. And I just wanted, and this is going to get recorded. I know you can't really hear me, but I was just wanting to thank David for all his work that he does with Star Nations and also with Gathering Thunder. Dave is one of our all-around guys who helps us with a lot of stuff, doesn't he, Nicole?
Yes, he does. And he's making stuff happen. And he'll tell me some nights, oh, we got to do a voiceover, and it's like, he can just get through it. So he's pretty gifted in that regard.
And flexible. He's a flexible and And Dana's asking, where's Sophia?
I don't know. I thought he would bring her up with him. I know she was going to go outside and blow bubbles.
Well, she's having fun. The next time I have you on, we'll have to have Sophia on with you.
Yeah, she needs to make a cameo.
Yeah, really. Exactly. Because we're going to do this again, to explain to everybody right now. I want to highlight all of the contributing writers for Star Nations magazine. And then we'll do a round with all of the show hosts, and then we'll do a round with all of the advisors. And Dana's going to come on here too at some point and take some of the interview time with them. Hey, there's Sophia.
I know. She's being shy.
Hey.
Can you say hi?
Oh, she's camera shy.
Once she gets comfortable, she's all yours. So.
Yeah, she is. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time and being with us tonight, and thanking everybody who's with us in the chat room. Janice San Francisco is with us, and Rob Candle, and I know that there was a couple other people in there too. I'm trying to scroll through. It won't let me scroll through. Oh, there we go. Janice, Dana, Davian are with us. Connie is with us. And so thank you all for taking the time to be with Star Nations Communications from Home. And I'm going to do a little something here. If you can stay in the green room, I'll see with you in just a second, okay? I just need to do a little promotional work here.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you everyone for listening in. It's a joy to be part of it all. So thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hang in there. I'll be right back with you. I just wanted to share with everybody that we have our authors, right? And recently, we just did the promotional party for Missing Nana by Minnie Kansman. This is a brand new children's book, and she says it's for children from 3 to 103. And it's a book about a death of a significant person in your life. And Minnie writes it from the point of view as how the nature spirits help us with our grieving process. And Star Nations Publishing we just helped her publish this book. And there's a special author signing copy, print copy. If you go to our webpage, starnations.org, and go to the publishing page, and you can click on that. We have a special price on that book. It's $17.95 plus shipping, and Minnie will sign your book for you and ship it out to you. And that is going from now until the end of the month, June 30th. And so you can go there if you want to get that book. And here is Julie Hedges' book. This is the Tarot Journey, Volume 1. I'm going to get there we go. Volume 1. And what we did for Julie's book was published in February. And how we worked with Julie is we took her articles from the magazine, the Tarot Journey, and we pulled them all together into book form. And let me tell you, if you are a brand new person to the ancient language of Tarot, it's a great book to get started with. If you're an intermediate user of the Tarot, it's a great book to really enhance your skills and your intuition. If you're an advanced user, if you're a teacher, it's a great book to gift to your students. And you can do that through lulu.com, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon.com. You can also do the same thing with Minnie's book. They're both in print and ebook. All right, so I just wanted to share that. And with that, thanks for being with us tonight. I appreciate the time that you take to do that. And I'd like to say Bama Mina, which is Potawatomi for until we see each other again. All right, until next week on Star Nations Communications from Home. Good night, everybody.